Hey, hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the fastest universities on the entire planet, and that is Western Governors University. I've helped people earn college degrees as fast as 3 months from this university. And I know it sounds crazy. It's legit. It's a different strategy to earning a college degree. Now, 3 months is not normal for this school. They have the traditional cycle, but they allow you to test out of your classes and learn at your own pace. It's really, really cool. I am not positive if this university is going to be the best fit for you, but it might be, and that's why we're doing this video. WGU has been around longer than any other online school you see out there since like 1997. That is older than Google itself. We're coming up on 30 years old for an online school. It's pretty crazy. Let's dive in. Let's get into this review and see if you can go get a degree from this school in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, really, really quickly if you do it right. I want to start by saying I am a kind of tough grader. If you've seen me grade universities in other videos in the past, I'm a believer that there's no perfect school out there. And if you're not perfect, you don't get an A. The highest grade I've ever given is an A-. Let's dive in and see where WGU lands on the list. Now, if you don't know anything about Western Governors University, they basically were established by a group of U.S. governors who wanted to offer online education opportunities for people in their states. They came up with Western Governors University. A lot of people worked on it. They had government backing. It has a really strong reputation, and they've been going strong ever since. Right now, they have almost 200,000 active students, the biggest nonprofit university in the entire country. So it's really awesome. Now, they have 4 different schools within their school. They have their business school, they have their technology school, their health and nursing school, and their education school. Now, their bread and butter is self-paced degrees. So you go into any of these degrees, any of these schools, and everything is fully competency-based, which means if you gain knowledge of the material and you prove that you've gained knowledge, you get credit for the class. Something I love about Western Governors University is the way they do things. Instead of making you do papers and essays and quizzes and little projects all along the way, they allow you to skip to final exams so you can go and self-study if you want. You don't even have to study within the school. Self-study, go get your degree in months, not years, right? That's the whole idea here. This school is structured really, really well for that. If we dive into their online degrees, you can go into any of these individually, but we'll just filter their online degrees. As you can see, they have bachelor's and master's degrees, which a lot of self-paced schools have no master's degrees or only 1 or 2 to choose from. WGU has a lot, as you can see here, tons of different business degrees, bachelor's and master's. Niche degrees, even things like finance, which is really cool. If you go into their education degrees, if you want to be a teacher, this school is probably the best fit for you because not many other schools have teaching degrees where you can go this quickly. Special ed, elementary ed, or you can specialize in math, science, English, like all these different things. And they've got master's degrees as well, where you can go into like curriculum instruction or educational leadership. Maybe you want to be a principal. They're the king of tech degrees, both bachelor's and master's again. They have all different niche tech degrees, so whatever the heck you want to do in tech, there's probably a path here for you. Health and nursing degrees, they have straight nursing degrees, or they have things like public health or health science or psychology. They also have a number of certifications if you want certs instead of degrees, or if you want certs on top of your degrees. Now let's get into some strengths and weaknesses beyond just being able to get the degree quickly. Yes, it is a high quality education and they are respected all across the country. So let's get into that. If you go into their career support page, what you're going to see is a list of universities that will accept WGU grads into their graduate programs. If you scroll through this list here, it is absolutely ridiculous. 7 out of 8 Ivy League schools accept WGU grads, which is pretty much unheard of for a 100% online school. If we go through here, you can see schools like Harvard, Johns Hopkins, MIT's Sloan School, MIT's Business School, which is really awesome. They have Purdue University, Princeton University, University of Pennsylvania, Cal Berkeley, and so many other schools, USC on the list. The best schools in the country are comfortable with accepting WG grads, which can't be said about every online college. On top of that, they have a very good track record for career and job placement. Now, I don't think it's enough to just say you can get good jobs with this degree. I think it's really important to compare this with other schools. I went to ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT I just shot a video walking through 10 different competency-based education programs. And I included Purdue Global and University of Wisconsin Flex and South College and SNHU and Texas A&M's competency-based programs, UMPI, a whole bunch of these schools. And I asked ChatGPT, please rank them 1 to 10 according to quality, reputation, job placement, career outcomes, and ability to be accepted into top graduate programs. And check this out. Ranked best to worst, Western Governors University first, Texas A&M, University of Wisconsin Flex, SNHU, Purdue Global, UMPI, UMass Global, Capella, Walden, South College. And some of these, it's like, there's just not a lot of data. WGU, there's tons of data. Like there's job placement data, there's income data. There's just a lot of positivity when it comes to what you can actually do with the degree and what kind of jobs you can get. Now, we can go beyond that. I promise I'm going to talk about some negatives too. Grad school acceptance, including medical school and law school. So I went further and asked ChatGPT. As you can see here, WGU gets bumped from the top, and there's a very specific reason for this. University of Wisconsin, Texas A&M, and as you can see here, WGU falls 7th place. Why? Well, here's the thing. Grad schools like business or finance or any of like your core grad school stuff, WGU is really high on the list. Law school, WGU ranks really high on the list, but medical school, WGU does not rank high on the list for placement into medical school. And there's a big reason for that, and that is their grading system. They go off of a pass-fail grading system. So instead of a formal GPA, it just shows that you passed all your classes with a B or higher. Now, before you go like, oh, I don't want that, it almost never is a problem, except for medical schools that very specifically say you have to have like a 3.9 GPA or higher, then it can cause a problem. So before you're like, I really want to get into a top grad program, so I have to have GPA. Most I just showed you 7 out of 8 Ivy League schools accept WG grads. Let's say you're going to medical school. You need to be very clear, figure out what medical schools you want to go to and ask them directly if you need a firm GPA. If so, WGU might not be a good fit. Having said that, WGU can easily get you into a post-bachelorette pre-med program, which is you take any bachelor's degree and then just for like a year, take all your pre-med classes and then jump into medical school. That's a really good path to like go from 0 to 18 months of schooling to qualify for medical school. It's really, really quick. So there's still ways around it, but you don't have that firm GPA. Now, next on the list with pros and cons, let's talk about how good WGU is at accepting transfer credits. And the answer is they are good if you line things up perfectly. If they're not lined up perfectly, they are bad at accepting transfer credits. Now, in just a second, I'm going to walk you through exact transfer credit acceptance. But first, let's go all the way down to the bottom of their website. There's this link called Catalog. You can download the catalog, open it up, and you can choose your program and see what classes you're required to take. And I'll give you an example here. Now, I specifically got a marketing degree, which is on page 71. So let's just type in 71 and we'll go to page 71. And as you can see here, there is a firm list of all the classes you have to take. If you dive deep into the list, there's something I love about this, and there's something that some people won't love about this. If you dive deep, you can see there is more like niche study at WGU than most other schools. For example, a marketing degree, you're actually going to learn more about marketing than most other schools. It's less gen ed, more niche study. What you don't see here is an allotment of elective credits. And that can make it a little bit more challenging for accepting transfer credits from outside sources. Let's say you went and finished 3 years of school in the past and you want to transfer in and finish your degree here. If your courses don't exactly match up with the required courses, you lose them and you don't get credit for them. So you can have to take a big step back in order to get into the school if you have a bunch of those credits. Having said that, if you don't have the credits yet, but you want to earn credits from outside the school and transfer them in, it's really easy to map them out. Let me show you how to do this. If we go to partners.wgu.edu and we scroll down, you can go to your state and look at community colleges. Like you can go to a community college and take some classes and then transfer them into WGU, or you can use third parties. You can see like BYU Pathway, Saylor, Sophia.org, or Sophia Learning, Straighterline, Study.com. If we go into any of these, like let's say you want to take some Study.com courses, what we can do is we can go to our exact degree. What we did was we used marketing as an example. So let's stick with marketing. If I go to approved courses from Study.com, WGU will give you a list of all the courses from the marketing degree right here on the left. And then on the right, all the Study.com courses that will transfer in place for the required course. So you can transfer in as long as you match them up correctly. They'll accept like up to 3 years of transfer credits if you can find equivalencies for that much. But you can't just take random credits and just bring them in without mapping them out first. So I hope that makes sense. I personally love this. I don't like degrees that are half made up of elective credits. I think they're weaker degrees, and it can hurt you down the road. If you're trying to get into grad school and half of your bachelor's degree is elective credits and you're studying the most random classes with zero actual value, that can hurt you later. So I really like this. But if you are a student that has 3 years of your degree done, want to transfer in, it might not be the school for you. Now, people ask me all the time. They know I got my degree in 9 months. I've helped people graduate even faster than I did. And people ask me, what school did you go to? I chose Western Governors University. In my opinion, this, for most students, depends on the major you're choosing, is the top school I would choose for accelerated college degrees. And I give them a firm A-, which is higher than I've graded any other school that's 100% competency-based with zero caps on how fast you can graduate. Their price is amazing. It's like less than $4,000 for 6 months of school, but you can go graduate in 6 months. Or let's say it takes you 12 months, $8,000 for an entire degree. The cool thing is you can come up with that amount of money with scholarships and grants very easily. Their yearly tuition falls under the federal allotment for grants. So if you get a government grant, it basically covers 100% of your tuition. So it's a school that you can fairly simply, not easily if you have to get scholarships, because scholarships aren't easy, but you can get them. It takes work and effort. But this is a school where you can fairly simply get your full degree just about for free, like a couple $100 out of pocket. So Western Governors University, A-, one of my favorite schools for accelerating degrees, but it's not perfect for every student. Now, having said all of this, you can't just enroll in the school and go get a degree in 3 months. That's not how it works. You have to have strategy and you have to use the right system and the right process for learning. I teach students how to do this all the time. I'll leave some links to some materials down below in the video description if you'd like to learn more. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.